Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jessica Ward King, the StigmaCrusher here. So lately I have been thinking a lot about this topic, and the topic is, what does depression take away? And actually, just a side note, I had someone say to me the other day, "Oh, but I thought you had bipolar, not depression." So just to try to clear that up, bipolar disorder has three different phases. It has the mania part, which is the high energy, often high mood, but sometimes not. Definitely high energy part of the bipolar disorder. It has the euthymia, which is the normal mood, the normal energy part of the bipolar disorder. And then it has the depression part of the bipolar disorder. And the depression part, so the bipolar depression, looks exactly the same as major depressive disorder. It's just that it happens in the course of bipolar disorder. So when I say I have depression or I'm struggling with depression, that is true. It's just that it's depression in the course of bipolar disorder. So my depression is the same as the depression of anyone that struggles with depression. So I've been struggling with a serious depression lately. Started in December, for those of you that haven't been around. And has been getting kind of progressively worse. And it's gotten to the point where, I'm really, day-to-day activities are seriously affected. Most activities are seriously affected. I'm able to mask, as I talked about a few weeks ago now. So to put on that mask and kind of look like I am not depressed for kind of a few hours at a time, kind of while, for some of the time while I'm at work, to try to, seem, I very much hesitate to say this, but all that's going through my mind is to seem normal, to seem like somebody that is not impaired. I don't want to seem like somebody who's impaired at work. And so I'm able to do that for a little bit of the time, but it's getting, much more difficult to do that all of the time. And again, as I discussed in that video, do I even want to? And so I've started to not do that for some of the time. And so all of this to say is that I've started to really see that depression just not creeping through like an elephant, trampling through every aspect of my life, even that aspect that I prize most of all as being this bastion of not depression, the workplace. And so I want to talk about the things that depression has taken away from me, and I titled the video "Things Depression Takes Away." It's going to be different for everyone, of course, but these are things that it's taken away from me, either this time or in the past, and things that I think are going to be relatable by many people. So the first thing that depression takes away from me is any sense of joy. That anhedonia, right? That lack of joy in anything, in the things that usually cause you joy, but really lack of joy in anything. Things that should cause me joy. Just leave me with no feeling at all, complete numbness. And so I actually heard this the other day, that a lot of people say that depression is a disorder of sadness, but actually depression is just a disorder of numbness. And you could probably do a whole deep dive on that, but it caught me a little bit, and I thought, that kind of tracks, because there's just this numbness rather than joy. So it takes away joy. The second thing that it takes away, and this is one that it hasn't taken away from me this time yet, but in the past it has taken away, and it's absolutely devastating for me, and that is cognitive abilities. And for this, now it's taken away a little bit of concentration, where I'll have to force myself to concentrate a little bit harder these days. But what I mean more is that ability to read, to be able to concentrate on reading a paragraph, let alone a research report. The ability to remember things, the ability to focus on concentration. Any of these cognitive abilities can be taken away by depression, and they are absolutely devastating for anybody that's a knowledge worker, for example, like myself. But they're devastating for anyone. Just try making a grocery list or helping your child with homework, and you'll see how absolutely disabling this particular portion of depression can be. Another thing that depression takes away is confidence, and this is one that I am struggling with now, although folks are telling me you wouldn't know it. I have confided to a couple of close friends and family members lately that the depression has robbed me of some of my confidence. I don't feel as though I'm capable anymore. I don't feel as though I'm deserving anymore. I don't feel as though I'm able to do things as well as I used to be able to, that I should be, that I'm deserving of. This is kind of textbook depression. It's part of the guilt and shame complex that comes with depression. And it's terrible when you're already in a state where you're down, and the world seems hopeless, and you can't see where things are going to get better, to then get down on yourself and to see where you're hopeless and you're not going to get any better. It's cruel. And one thing that I found that does help with this is talk therapy. Particularly, I've undergone cognitive behavioral therapy, rational emotive behavioral therapy, REBT. These kinds of therapy seem to me to be helpful. I haven't undergone all the different kinds of therapy out there, so I'm not saying that other ones wouldn't be helpful. I'm just saying that kind of modality, thinking about the way you're thinking about things, and questioning your thought processes and emotions and cognitions and whatnot. It does seem to me to help a little bit, but it's still very insidious. So that's another thing that depression takes away. Depression also takes away good relationships. I find that a lot of relationships have been poisoned by my depression because I don't have anything interesting, or at least I don't think I do, to talk about, so I don't have much to contribute to conversation. I don't have anything to bring a relationship to life. The only things that I have to talk about are my depression, the way that I'm feeling, how badly I'm feeling, and it gets like a broken record. And I'm a much less back and forth partner for a relationship. And so I have found that I have had relationships that have soured because of my depression. For sure, there have been some people that I've discovered are die-hard, stalwart friends because of or through my depression, that have been there, that have stayed by my side, that have not swerved, that have, even when I have had nothing to say, have sat there and filled the silence, or have just sat there with me in the silence. Absolutely, that happens. But I have found that I have lost relationships because of my depression. And so that's another thing that my depression has taken from me. Is it all doom and gloom, you ask? Yes. Yes. My depression has not given me anything constructive, at least not in the moment. It is a big pit of suffering, in my opinion. There are things that you can philosophically think through, but usually, in my opinion, not when you're in the midst of the depression. At least not to a place that is very constructive. There are ways, like through therapy, that you can learn about yourself and become a better person, but you can do that without the depression as well. You don't need the depression to go to therapy and learn about yourself and become a better person. That's like saying, wow, I got a new car through the car accident I went through. You don't need to have the car accident to get the new car, just buy one. So depression really is one of those things that takes and takes and takes. I'm interested to know if there's anything that I didn't name that depression takes away from you. There are certainly many more that I haven't named here that depression has taken from me. For example, it's taken away from me memories. Depression definitely affects one's memory, and it has taken away memories of my past, for example, my childhood, infancy. I have very spotty memory of that period of life, and it is likely depression that has caused that type of memory loss, and memory loss of other periods of my life as well. It is depression that causes me to lose track of the sense of myself, lose my hobbies, lose the things that I like to do, and wander from room to room wondering what I should do with myself instead of doing the things that I used to like to do. So depression causes me to lose many, many things. So I'm wondering from you, if you'd like to comment down below, what it causes you to lose. This is not the happiest topic, but it is the topic that has come to mind this week. I'm having a difficult week this week, if you didn't guess. And just wanted to share with you what is on my mind, and hoping that you are having a a good week this week. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
StigmaCrusher.